Hello, classmates. I am teacher Yi Ziyuan from the accounting department of Guangxi Financial Vocational College.
Today, we will learn about slicing in common string operations. First, let's review what a string is. A string is a sequence of characters, which belongs to text data and is the most commonly used data type in Python. The most important sign of a string is that the text content needs to be enclosed in single or double quotation marks, such as the operating income of company A is 8 million yuan, or API. It can be seen that the content of a string can be text, numbers, English, or even punctuation marks, and the text can be long or short. In our last class, we also learned that in the Python language,
there are special rules for sorting string content. A string is a sequence,
and each element in this sequence has its own specific index, which is called an index. There are two indexing methods for sequences in Python: positive indexing and negative indexing. Positive indexing starts from left to right, and by default, it starts from 0, with the maximum range being the length of the string -1. Negative indexing starts from right to left, and by default, it starts from -1, with the maximum range being the beginning of the string. For example, the operating income of company A is 8 million yuan. Its positive and negative indexes are as follows. The positive index starts from 0, so the positive index value corresponding to A is 0. Counting backwards, the positive index value corresponding to the last period is 14. Similarly, negative indexing starts from right to left, and the negative index value corresponding to the period is -1. After reviewing the content of strings and indexing, let's move on to the content of this class, which is slicing, a common operation in strings. Assumed variables equal to fixed assets equal to intangible assets. We can use the following symbol to extract a part of a string, which is called slicing. The basic syntax of slicing is to enter the start index and end index within square brackets. For example, enter the variable name, enter curly brackets, and enter the index values inside. Here we enter 1 and 3, separated by a colon. It should be noted that when slicing a string, the slicing interval is closed at the front and open at the back, meaning that the front part is a closed interval and the back part is an open interval. The characters at the front are included, while those at the back are not. Here, slicing indices from 1 to 3 means that index 1 can be taken, but index 3 cannot be taken. Only index 2 can be taken. Let us first take a look at the index values of variable A. By default, they are positive indices starting from 0, which corresponds to the character gu. Index value 1 corresponds to the character ding. Index value 2 corresponds to the character z, and index value 3 corresponds to the character chan. Therefore, the slicing requires us to extract the content from index 1 to 3. According to the rule, the slicing interval is left closed and right open, meaning we can only extract the content corresponding to index values 1 and 2, and cannot include the content at index value 3. So in this example, the extractable string content is the two characters fixed asset no. Let's proceed with the actual operation. First, input the variable A as a string enclosed in quotation marks, with the content being fixed assets. Click Run, and the variable will be saved. Next, perform slicing on the A variable. Enter the name of the A variable, followed directly by curly braces, and then specify the index values from 1 to 3, separated by a colon. Please note that all punctuation marks should be entered in English. Click Run, and you will obtain the string fixed assets. After learning through examples, let's strike while the iron is hot and do a small exercise together. In the problem, create a variable A and assign it the string 34.
5, 6, 7.
Then create a variable b and assign it the string 8, 9. The sum of the two variables, c, is equal to a plus sign b. We are required to slice the variable c before solving the problem. We need to calculate the value of the variable c when variable a, variable b are added.
The variable c is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Next, let's look at the index values corresponding to the content of variable c, starting from index value 0 and sorting backwards. 3 corresponds to index value 0, and 9 corresponds to index value 6. After arranging the index values, let's see how to slice them. Therefore, in this question,
the result of slicing the variable c from 1 to 5 is 4, 5, 6, 7.
let's see if the running result is consistent with our analysis. Click Run, and the result is correct. Today, we learned about slicing, a common operation on strings. This content requires a contextual approach and the ability to draw inferences about similar situations. Let's review together. Firstly, strings need to be enclosed in quotation marks, and the content can be text, numbers, English, or even punctuation marks. Secondly, string indices are divided into positive indices and negative indices. Positive indices run from left to right, starting from 0 by default, and the maximum range is 1 less than the length of the string. Negative indices run from right to left, starting from -1 by default, and the maximum range is the beginning of the string. Thirdly, when adding the contents of strings, it is not addition in mathematics, but concatenation of string contents. Finally, when slicing a string, it is necessary to first specify the index values within the string, and the interval is closed at the front and open at the back, meaning that the front characters are included and the back characters are not. That concludes all the content for this class. After class, you need to review on your own and complete the exercises. Alright, that concludes today's lesson. Class is over.